Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Off season, it's June 21. We know this is the dry season of the NFL, but we got some AFC West future bets. Let's go through the lines right now. Kansas City is plus 165 to win the division. Chargers are plus 225 to win the division. Denver is plus 260 to win the division. And the Las Vegas Raiders are plus 600. And I'm going to surprise you guys right now, but I have to go with the Chargers. And we know one thing that has killed gamblers, has laid carcasses of gamblers in the Serengeti, so to speak, is betting on the Chargers, betting on them before the season, betting on them in the big game. We never really fell for that trick, but I'm getting wounded in. I can't help myself. I think the Chargers win this division. Let's look at what happened with the Chiefs. No Tyreek the Thrill Hill. And, people are saying, well, they got Juju and they got a bunch of other below average wide receivers and they were too reliant on Tyreek the Thrill Hill. That's baloney. There will be a drop off in this Chiefs offense. And anyone who watched the film last year saw a drop off in the Chiefs performance, even with Tyreek the Thrill Hill. And you're putting so much on the shoulders of Travis Kelce. How long has this dude been in the league? What are we at, like the 12th, 11th, 10th year? How long can he afford to carry this offense? And now it's going to be a burden on him. And you look at the Chargers, I felt like the most underrated move of the offseason was getting Khalil Mack. Now we know Khalil Mack isn't what he was 3 or 4 years ago, but I still think he's a top 10 edge rush, especially when you pair him with Bosa. And when you think about the Chargers, you think about Justin Herbert, you think about shootouts, and their offensive line has improved. I think it will be an average offensive line. Last year, we knew it's bad, and the Chargers have a history of having bad offensive lines. Really, the only aspect or group that I think the Chiefs have that's better than the Chargers is offensive line. Now, you could say Mahomes is better than Herbert, but I think Herbert takes a big step up. I think Herbert's weapons are equal to what Pat Mahomes has now. And I think this Chargers team is young and hungry. Now, there's always the question, is Derwin James going to stay healthy? We saw the Chiefs lose Honey Badger. I just think the Chiefs take a step back, and I haven't seen them refurbish and replenish this team. They've only dismantled from it and took. Yes, when you're building a dynasty, and I don't want to say the Chiefs are a quote-unquote dynasty, but we got to marvel at their longevity. You take away Tyreek to Thrill Hill, but you don't add any elite players. You don't add any dogs to the team. That's why I think the Chargers are the favorite in this division. And as much as I don't like to do it, I have to say that the Chargers are my pick. And I'm looking at Denver, and Denver is really the joker card here. They are the wild card here. They are the hardest team to quantify. Listen, their defense underwhelmed last year, but I think their defense will be good this year. Their offensive line, they're good at run blocking. They're not good at pass blocking. I wonder what Russell Wilson's going to do, because I know he gets a lot of hype. I know we all love watching Russell scramble and slang it around the park. But his play has diminished these last 2 or 3 years, especially when you look at the second half of the seasons. Now, we know the Seahawks weren't a well-constructed squad with a good offensive line or anything to write home about, but you look at those targets, he's getting those same targets in Denver, man. Cortland Sutton's underrated. Judy, Patrick are underrated. We'll see if Judy's going to play. But I think Russell's going to have a good year, but I don't think it's dominant. I don't think he's taking off. I don't think he's going to reach the height of his career this year. That's why I got Denver finishing down below. And the last team is the Vegas Raiders. And I actually have to say, man, this is going to get me in some trouble. I think Vegas will do better than Denver. Do I like Denver's overall talent better? Yes. But it's just something about Carr, it's just something about Devontae Adams, just something about Waller and Renfro. I don't know if defenses can match up to that. And, I've taken a lot of flack, but I've also won people a lot of money these last 3, 4 years believing in Derek Carr. Now, I don't think Derek Carr's a top dog or top five quarterback in this league by any means. I'm not crazy. I'm not trying to sell you snake oil. But what I will tell you is he's better than people think, and this is the best group of targets he had. Now, we know the Raiders' offensive line is dog doo. We know that, but they got run pass balance. They're going to run it, so Carr's not going to get teed off on. And when you got people like Waller and Renfro, that's consistency for a quarterback. Those are the type of things that make quarterbacks feel comfortable. And Devontae Adams is a whole different story. You add Chandler Jones on that defense. I think that's an upgrade over Ngakoue, and they're still making incremental improvements to the defense. I actually think the Raiders are better than the Denver Broncos. If you put my life on the line and you tell me who the hell is going to finish last in the best division of football, which is the AFC West, I have to go with the Denver Broncos. I think it's going to take them a while to get in the rhythm. I don't think this train gets off the tracks fast. I think there's going to be stumbles. I think there's going to be hurdles. And did I mention the AFC West? You have to play each of these teams 2 times. That makes your schedule an absolute dogfight, an absolute Serengeti. Man, and to get back to the Chiefs, you just wonder what mix is coming this year. You remember last year, teams would just play 2 safeties, a man-to-man underneath, and the Chiefs really couldn't figure out how to beat that. So, and their solution to the problem was getting rid of Tyreek to Thrill Hill, but teams aren't going to stop playing that. The way to beat that type of coverage is underneath routes, but you also have to run the ball. And I don't think the Chiefs are showing any more intentions to running the ball. I really like their offensive line, but Andy Reid is at a precipice. If he wants to be better than the Chargers, he has to run this rock. He has to make this offense more balanced, and he has to make this offense more physical. It's just that's what it needs to be. I'm looking forward to the Chargers. One of the only things that scares me is Staley. Now, I do like a coach who will go for it on 4th down, but at times this dude makes really impulsive decisions, and that's really the only thing that's hampering this and making me not want to throw money in the air on the Chargers. I got Chargers 1, Chiefs 2, Raiders 3, Broncos 4, and I think the AFC West has 3 playoff teams. Hit the like button, subscribe.